Radio Giornale Bellunese now airing. Daily news from the Belluno province. Welcome to a new edition of the Radio Giornale Bellunese. These are the news from today, August 4th, 2022. Done yesterday, the autopsy of the 2-year-old child who died last Thursday in Pieve di Cadore's hospital, where he was hospitalized after a poisoning. From the first results, it seemed that the child may have eaten some narcotics he found at home. The father is currently being investigated for involuntary manslaughter. To clear the situation, the fences in the house will be compared to what was found in the child's stomach. Drought emergency. In July, only half of the average expected rain fell. A situation that has been going on for some time, considering that the deviation from the expected rainfall was minus 44% in the last 2 months, minus 45% in the last 3, and minus 42% in the last 4. The heat and lack of regular rainfall, which happens sporadically but very intensely, has made the Soccorso Alpino ask hikers to watch out for landslides. As it is currently impossible to determine how much a trail is safe in case of a storm, hikers are advised to avoid such paths in these conditions. Talking about mountain accidents, yesterday afternoon, Dolomiti Emergency's helicopter flew on Cridola's West Peak, where a hiker had slipped, suffering some grazes and possibly dislocating his shoulder. In the morning, the helicopter had to rescue a 66-year-old American who was struck with a sudden illness in the Auronza Lodge. Another intervention was carried out in the Gares Valley, where a 67-year-old woman slipped near the Comelle waterfalls and suffered shoulder trauma. San Vito di Cadore Soccorso Alpino rescued a family that had gotten stuck on a steep prairie. Work. After last week's preliminary, the final accord for Sest acquisition of Acc di Mel was signed. Completed formally, the transition that includes the hiring of 150 Acc workers by June 2024. Goodbye to Paolo Da Lan, who is Union official, passed away yesterday at 58 years of age. The funeral will be tomorrow afternoon at 16 o'clock in Santa Giustina's Church. Feltre, tomorrow begins the Palio. The celebration will start at 19:30. Saturday at 14:30, the medieval street market will be open, curated by the Associazione Palio Città di Feltre. There will also be the archery and relay race competitions. On Sunday, the tug-of-war competition and the horse racing in del Moro. Finally, the cloth will be given to the winning district. Passing to sports, football. Yesterday, Unione Limana Cavarzano's friendly match against Mestre ended with a 3-0 victory. The coach was satisfied for his team's performance against an opponent of a higher category. Dolomiti Bellunesi's retreat to San Vito di Cadore continues. Yesterday, Piazzi released a public statement talking about the beginning of the season and the objectives to reach. He says the aim is not to win the championship, but to create a structure that will allow to sustainably remain in a professional rank. Belluno Summer Run already reached over 400 competitors, numbers that will still increase since the registrations will be open until this evening. The non-competitive race will follow a course around the historic center, with 2 different routes, the classic 5km one and the shorter 700 meters one for children up to 12. And that is all for today's edition. We wish you a nice day in the company of radio-abm, the Bellunesi nel Mondo Association's web radio. You just listened to Radio Giornale Bellunese, daily news from the Belluno province.